Getting everything sorted and underway. Last two things we gotta worry about. Just a bunch of people being stupid this morning, which is a shame because I'm not really in the mood to deal with those guys politely. But anyway, what's up, guys? Liru the Lance Corporal here. And we have the mission assigned, ready to go. We are just waiting on the player base now to get themselves organized and go up ready to go. And this is letting me just get in some last-minute changes here. Eander is banned for basic incompetence. And that ban is going to affect quite a few things for him, unfortunately. But, yeah. Whatever. And, Eander, if you're just going to come and complain in here, I'll ban you from the Twitch chat as well, because I don't feel like dealing with it right now. So, shame. Anyway, we will see how these guys mobilize. Looks like they're putting a drone up in Gulf Vert. And that's how I have to go. And hey, you know, it just means I gotta be even tougher with the restricting of the arsenal. Because people, when you put the default limited arsenal down, it still doesn't limit clothes. And people still think that, oh, let me just, you know, grab something that's outside of my role and, you know, fuck around. And I'm really, really sick of it. So, whatever, that's fine. I was pretty close to just canceling the op, but that's unfair for all the people that, you know, did things properly. So they don't even have the drone up, and yet they actually are PIDing the proper way to do this AO with all the different boats on patrol. Basically hit this like a miniature D-Day or ambush style op, then they can hit an AA station, and then continue on here. So we'll have to see how this all goes. But regardless, that's fine, and we'll see how this all plays out. They're all going from the main base. But today's objective, it's very simple. Got a decent amount of infantry to balance what we've got here. It's a bit of a... We don't have a full server. We have a bit under, I'd say we got about 5/6 of the total player base. So it's just really one squad's cut out. But honestly, this is definitely an op where you do not need a full player base, especially if they all stick together and sweep up in the battle plan I'm seeing, which is they'll take this area, then start combing to the right. As long as they stay secure, they should be fine. And we do have our nice little surprise back here. And the AA Spartans are already kind of wiggling around, but this is a fully scripted submarine, aka Zeppelin, and we'll see how this thing goes. So let's see how this all goes. What, I gotta unban Lewis from the TeamSpeak? Why is he banned anyway? What the hell did you do? Lewis, I don't even see you on the ban list. So... Oh well. That's fine. Anything goes. Banned for the reason bot. What, were you fucking around with something? There aren't any ban reasons for bot. So I guess I'll have to take this over after. So, shit happens. And we'll see how this all goes. Was there a stream yesterday? No, I do not stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays anymore. Those have become work days for me on college-related stuff, like papers and whatnot. Otherwise, they're all getting ready to go. This is the group we've got going. As you can see, all the bodies of people I had to kill off for being stupid, and that's always fun. But yeah, with the arsenal, what my new plan for it is, you see all these things that say VA next to them, even though it's a limited arsenal, they still get, you know, access to all of this stuff that they could potentially use. So what I basically have to do is go through the arsenal, spend about 5-10 minutes, and just unvirtual arsenal all of those items after I make the limited arsenal. Which is quite a shame. So that'll be fun. So someone, I think that's Snaps right there, he just parked his chopper right there, ready to go, and we'll see how this all plays out. But if they're going to take these 3 LZs and just sweep up on the right, what I have planned is when they assault this main complex area, which is the military base, that's when we'll call in the big thing. I've got something I need to tab out and put in as a secondary objective. Otherwise, this should be good. But in terms of the island, I think it's pretty well balanced here because we've got quite a few pieces of armor around in very specific positions and a large amount of infantry kind of as a last stand going here, with the main air support being the Zeppelin that'll come in. But for about 45-50 players, this shouldn't be that tough. And I've heard they're going to basically have Kajmen on standby that are going to be able to call down airstrikes to these tanks here and other armor assets. One thing they got to be careful about, though, is if they knock out these buildings here, which play into the AA stations, which will help take down that Goliath over there, that's going to make it a bit more difficult. I did threaten them with putting minefields down, but then some of them fixed their loadouts. It's because literally all of them were bringing suppressors, and in my opinion, that's not needed. Not gonna do any minefields. We'll see how this all goes, and if need be, I might put some impromptu minefields down. I've got 2 SOCOR batteries on standby and an MLRS in case these things get way too crazy. I'm not using any IDAP items or units. Laws of War doesn't come out till like early September, I think the second week. Welcome, and, you know, we'll see how things go there. And next week, by the way, for Friday, I won't be Zeusing. I'm going to let Billman Zeus, and I'm going to go on the ground. It's because he's expressed a lot of interest, and he's one of my best tier 5s. And I want to see him Zeus a public up, because I want to see what he does with it. Otherwise, you hear that Kajman ready to go. The second Kajman's on standby. They also have plenty of jets, but I've heard the pilots say they're going to keep them grounded today. For obvious reasons, it's just there's a shit ton of AA in the zone. But this many people to take on that AO, so long as they all stay close together, you know, kind of spread out with these LZs, and they have one squad go here, here, and here, it should be alright. For what I'm seeing go in, they're going to just take a wide berth, and then assault from the south. Should be easy. Will I stream while I'm on the ground? Of course. Of course I will. Yeah, in before bloodshed and bodies, I do agree. But another reason we have a lessened player count is we are starting this stuff 2 hours early. Because honestly, a lot of people are probably, especially in the States, they're probably still working at their jobs. And although it's unfortunate that we have to do this, I gotta be somewhere in a few hours, because personal things beat Arma things. Hence why I don't stream Tuesdays and Thursdays anymore, because, you know, life. Now they're just playing Initial D. And they're still funneling in a few people. But, you know, this is also not meant to be a slog. This is meant to be pretty simplistic, actually, because if I want to make it a slog, I'd literally just triple the amount of infantry. But, you know, going on, let's say they assault from these LZs, first position they're going to have to deal with is, A, they might have to deal with that boat over there, but it's just a full squad of infantry, fire team, static in the building, LAV, basically infantry biting vehicle. At the bridge, a bunch of statics, another LAV, tank on a static position on a hill for overwatch, and about 16 infantry. Not that tough. Main base, we're looking at about 32, 38 infantry of a mix of fire teams and mobile and garrisoned infantry. Have a cheetah on standby mainly for infantry suppression. We've got a Sokor, we've got a Blackfoot, and we've got a Pawnee, basically, where a majority of our short air support is. Push up north, 2 more squads of infantry and an AA station. Push up to the second AA station control area. Fire team, patrolling infantry of 8-man, patrolling squad, and another IFV. Right here, some basic transports, choppers, not really threatening, more infantry support with the Vulcan miniguns. With more AA, we got a, what are these called? Panther on standby and patrolling infantry. Garrison infantry with the turrets, regular infantry, more squads of patrolling infantry, 2 tanks because you're getting towards the end, and then the last base. And then you've also got 2 boats going off on standby. And the reason it's lessened is by now NATO is pulling units out of the vicinity because they cannot win this fight. Especially since they were already assaulted at the bridge and able to hold everything back. But at this point, it's up to them to get into the AO, finish it, get the east wind device, drive it across the bridge, and get it back to base. And the secondary objective will be to see if they can take all 3 AA stations to destroy this puppy. Now, if we want to do this properly, you want to group 2 Praetorians together, take all of the cheetahs, group them together as well. And the reason for this is I'm going to put a suppressive fire order and our mortar order. Fire support. Suppressive fire and artillery. Artillery is for, we also have a mortar position. I briefly glanced over it right here, but, you know, we've also got the Sokor, MLRS, we've got another Sokor at the other base. That's for just dropping some accurate IDF onto positions, but the suppressive fire order is for this puppy. Who's commanding? Rube is commanding. He is back for the time being, so face rig should hopefully be done within the next 2 weeks. Yeah, so we do have quite the multi-stream going for different perspectives, so we've got pretty much something for everybody. Now, I know the pilots actually, I think this is the only time I've seen it, and I wish they did it more often, but they actually spawned on the Chad bar, and they decided they weren't going to use the Chad bar as a staging point, they were just going to use the main base. So they actually took all of the choppers they wanted, a few armed orcas in the Kajman, and basically funneled them around and dropped them on just a few different areas within the main base. So what that is basically going to do is allow them to, you know, have both Kajman in the same area, so if they need to respawn and grab it, they can respawn and grab it, but then attack from the same position they were coming from. They're doing a good job scouting everything out. They think my Sokor is a slammer, but that's fine. APC Russian? What, you mean the Panther? I've hoped they've seen a Panther before. APC Russian. What does that mean? Centurion AA. They're marking some of the AA stations with what AA they have. I mean, go figure. We've also got some of the gunboats marked. So Recon is actually doing a very good job here. They're actually taking the time, unlike last week where they just went willy-nilly. They actually have the frickin' drone down, and they're putting stuff around. Otherwise, at this point, the whole reason it's stalling is, I think, whoever the drone operator is probably coordinating with Ruben, marking everything, but this is a very vital part of the operation. That's a good question, because I didn't answer it. East Wind device is right back here. Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? And here's the funny thing about this campaign. If this gets blown up when they're trying to fall back with it, the whole campaign is for nothing. We don't have Sergeant Fluffers with an M107. M107 isn't even a vanilla gun, and Sergeant Fluffers needs a few mods in order to actually be able to manifest himself, because otherwise I have to do a massive custom script, and I did an estimate for the amount of time that would take, and after I saw it would be over a few hours, because you have to take everyone's client-side UID so they'd see it. It's just not worth it. Not worth it. Yeah, I thought Rat King would be commanding the drone, but he's actually doing a very good job. This thing is... You know, it's not the highest it could be, but this is actually a decent distance. The only issue is if he flies right over... Like, let's say there was, like, an AA piece right here. If he were to fly that right over it, it could possibly lock on. Because the Cheetah's engagement range for drones is about 1.5 kilometers, to say it in a more understandable term. Also, I'm probably going to use right here as a reinforcement point. Once the action starts, I'm going to call these units back. So let's actually set this up. Reinforcements, Alpha, Bravo, and then the rally point. I'll just move to where I need it, but these will start becoming reinforcement birds until they're shot down. Rat King was only carrying out my orders, so if he lost 3 people in the prep, then that means I lost 3 people in the prep. Oh, apparently Rube isn't commanding. I could have sworn he was, because he had commanding in his name, but I guess Rat King has taken that role over. But hey, you know. So be it. So far, he has a good job. He's actually going to have a team try to cross this bridge. Here's the deal. This op is going to get 10 times tougher if they separate everything. So it looks like, from what I can see, they're going to have Alpha hold here on this side of the bridge and possibly engage across to distract, and Bravo's going to come in. Alright, so these are all going to be used by 3 squads, and a 4th squad's going to be here ready to go. Alright. Not a bad plan. But no plan survives first contact. Not all the Tier 5 ops are in this today, but we do have some surprising faces. We have Sniper Wolf. Well, Sniper Wolf can come occasionally. We have Billman on, so Ambiguous on. Normally, some people that usually sit these out. But I know What's That isn't here because he's still at work. And Anti-Static is also not here. So the people we normally don't see on are on, and then the people we see that are normally on are not on. Here's the thing, since so long as all of the units are rallied together, then even if the plan completely falls apart, they'll have the strength and numbers to push against the players, because these are vanilla AI with vanilla difficulty. It's not that tough. It's a Soviet Friday then. Yeah, acceptable losses. So let me also explain a contingency here. If either the tower or the building get blown up, the corresponding station with that intel will also blow up. So this controls Station 1, this controls Station 2, and this controls Station 3. So if something blows up here, then these things are going to either blow up or I'm going to take away their ammo. One of the two to make them quote-unquote disabled. Alright, you know what? I'm not in the mood today. Let's, Oh, that's the minion. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. Do I have a tier? Technically, I'm within tier 5, but since this is my own community, I do run things like a dictatorship. But that's only for tier 4 stuff. Everything else, I have to get the other tier 5's approval for specific things. But it's a mixed bag, I would say, for the rules, and they can change anytime. That's fine. We're just here to play ops after all, you know? Let's get just have fun. Welcome, shall we? And I'm really getting sick of all these people bringing all this political power struggle stuff in, and, you know, we just gotta... I've just decided it's about time we weed all that stuff out, and people that keep coming in, we'll just keep weeding them out, you know? Make TSP great again. So this is all vanilla. You can come in all vanilla, but the client-side mods that you can come in with is obviously Achilles, CBA to run Achilles. That's mainly just for me, but otherwise, JSRS, Dynasound, Blastcore, that you can all run client-side to improve your own experience. However, running those types of mods, especially Blastcore, you gotta understand that if the smoke billows out and it's massively billowed out for you on the server, it's not going to be that billowed out, so you still might get shot through that smoke. Yeah, exactly. It's Venezuela. Look, also some of it is you don't realize when some headaches are gone when people, like, naturally get out of the community, but when they come back, then the headache immediately comes back. Yeah, Shack is also on client side. I keep forgetting about that one, too. Shack is a very good client-side mod, but then again, it gives you a frickin' Halo radar system, or what is it? It's a motion sensor for allied units, but that also really helps if you're trying to keep formations or stick with your squad. So I think I see Rat Cane moving out and about. I think he's pretty much ID'd a majority of what he needs to. Let's see what he caught. Okay, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. So we also have some plans done as well. Alpha's going to come up here, clear the AA station, come up to this position. Bravo's going to come in, basically hit the bridge, meet up with Alpha, and clear things out. Charlie and Delta are going to tag team the main base and then move to AA Station 2, and they're all going to rendezvous here and probably push through the rest. So, divide and conquer, I'd say for 2 teams to hit this base, that's going to be a bit tough, but they could always call in for reinforcements on the other teams. Plus, they'll have a Cashman on standby to take out heavier targets. So, this should be fine. But, you know, again, it depends if Charlie and Delta take massive casualties here. And if they're going to do a reinsert method, how are they going to get those guys down? Are they going to use the same LZs? Or are they going to drop them on the bridge and run a transport service? It's interesting. They do not have ground armor to use. That was something I wanted to include in this op, and I did owe it to somebody to put down ground armor, but we don't have the player count for it. If it was a full server, then yes, we'd do it. But unfortunately, I had to make some personal changes because, again, I have to be gone after this op for a few hours. And because of changing the time of the op, we, you know, lose people because some people are stuck working or doing other stuff. But yeah, I did have... The original plan was, this thing also had 2 additional lines of sideways turrets and whatnot. It was probably going to be about 5 times more deadly. But B, there was also about 5 or 6 ground vehicles down here that they could use. But again, you have to edit things as they come up. So we'll see how it all goes. Well, here's the deal. Why would you want to cross this bridge? This tank is going to murder you if you try to cross this bridge. AT is going to murder you if you try to cross this bridge. And Fry, thank you for the 50-bit. But this is a giant kill box, and we witnessed that last week when they misread their orders and started trying to cross this bridge. It's a kill zone. You're not supposed to cross this bridge. You're supposed to land somewhere else on the island. But it's there in case the player base thinks they can get away with it. Yeah, Lewis tried it last Friday. It didn't go well. I outright wiped. I think that was the most bloodthirsty I've ever been in a Friday op because they completely misread what they were supposed to do. Yeah, it was viewer enjoyment at that point. Pure fan service. Just killing everybody. But I do like how they're taking this last mission as serious as they can. Yes, we're stuck, you know, waiting for recon to finish, but when everything's planned as best as it can be and when they know the positions of everything, the ops tend to go much more smoothly. So it looks like he's starting to dictate who goes where and on what choppers. Can the Cashman also take people? Yes, it can. So the Cashman's actually going to take a group. That's a bit risky. Because if they misjudge the AA, they're going to get pretty badly swatted. But if they come in very, very low, they should be fine. But again, emphasis on the really, really low. Heck, if anything, they could have just asked me for boats. Or hell, they have boats on the side. Those have always been there. There's no requirements to join the op. You just have to be on time. I'm not sure if we'll be able to funnel in reinserts because we only have one op planned for today. But yeah, Lewis did get unbanned because, you know, the only reason he was perma-banned, he was supposed to only be banned for a week, but he got a bit heated, and that heated everybody else, and, you know, made things spiral, but he's a good player, he just needed a fucking attitude check, but I think he's figured that out by now. What kind of AA do I have? 2 cheetahs, which... What is the range here? Jesus. Literally 5 clicks. These things got adjusted from a 5-click range to, or a it used to be 1.5. Sometimes 2 if it was all flat. Now it's literally, after the helicopter update, or the jet DLC, excuse me, it also changed things with AA and helicopters. Now it's just even worse, but he's lost line of sight now. But that was literally just him tracking via the damn radar. They're flying dangerously high. I think they know. Because now they're trying to fly below the hilltops here. Groob is also following in. Naves is coming in. Everything's being done as an estimate. That's good. Any Mark 12s, we do have some grenade launcher turrets. Then again, I'm not sure if that's exactly... I'm blanking on what the hell the Mark 12s are, because I'm retarded. But yeah, we do have a good mix of both 50 cal, stand-up technicals, not technicals, turrets, Jesus, and then some 40 mic, aka 20mm grenade launcher turrets. We do have some anti-everything. Praetorians are everywhere. These things are literally locking on to Snipperwolf, but again, I mean, the war games, 5 Praetorians, 4 Spartans, and 5 cheetahs. I mean, it's anti-everything. Yes, you should probably be on the TeamSpeak when you're doing the Tier 0 op. It is kinda required. I mean, yeah, they could have used jets, but high-altitude bombing would be needed, plus the USS War Games is going to be flying around, and that's going to make estimating the insertion times much more difficult. Sniper Wolf is doing his best to stay low here. Still got a bit of distance. I don't think anything will have an edge to lock on to him, with the exception of this cheetah. But he's still keeping things good. Let me quickly increase my render distance here. Let's get it up to that. Put grass on low. That should be good. Boom. Gets rid of a lot more of the fog when you can see that shot. Oh, shit. That's because he's flying a bit too high. Who is that? It's probably Nafs. Nope, that's Rube. Yeah, definitely too high there, so he's gonna lower himself. But Sniper Wolf and Nafs have been able to successfully get right up to this position, basically tracing their patterns as they should. And I'm hearing some other fire here. They're basically suppressing where they were. See, Nafs is dropping off his group. Looks like he had to do a touchdown because he had to bring an additional guy. That's fine. Now the Tajman is going to step off. Rakin's saying he's need to reconnect. That's fine. But this is expert-level piloting, when you literally use the defilade of even small hills and mountains. Now Nafs is on standby right here, waiting. Rube flew out way too much, but the missiles are hitting the terrain. And nothing has resupply here, so once they drain everything, they drain everything. So let me check on the cheetah here, which is basically what's firing at him. It looks like it's used all of its Titan AA missiles. I'm seeing empty tube, empty tube, empty tube, and empty tube. So essentially this cheetah's main AA capability has been neutralized, but it's still freaking out trying to shoot them. Very well done. When will I do Star Wars stuff again? I don't have an ETA on it, because, difficult to say. Otherwise, they just went on Overwatch right there. He's flying a bit low. Lowered himself a bit. Definitely lost some HP, but yeah, he's still good. That would be the engagement range of the cheetah. Which is also now spraying in the direction of Rube, who's trying to lower himself a bit more. But I think everyone's waiting for Rat King to come back until they're given the next order to advance. These guys are going right up on a hill that AA's firing at. That's not the smartest thing to do. We'll see how this goes. So they're getting Overwatch down. Honestly, Alpha's gonna kind of be acting as the ghost team here, since they're the ones that are gonna eventually have to push across the bridge and providing support for Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. But I also like these low numbers because it forces the player base to prioritize which roles they want to bring within squads, because each squad has a different role, or set of specified roles, compared to others. So that cheetah is firing once again. It's trying to prioritize Rube's position, but he's in defilade, so it's basically just firing at a blank target on its radar, which is kind of interesting. I'll have to take a look at that if it's a new mod. Guys, I've been super duper busy because I start classes next Monday and I've had to like move in a bunch of shit to an apartment. But thanks for getting me the link. I will definitely check that out later. Alright, Rube's on standby. Everyone's on standby. That drone needs to be a bit higher. It's definitely within that cheetah's engagement range if it flies a bit closer, but I could see a few black flickers of it. Now I can't. So, as long as they don't put it right over the island at that distance, they should be fine. But otherwise... What the hell are you even firing at, dude? He's just randomly suppressing areas where he saw aircraft. That's a very player thing to do, actually, so that's kind of interesting. Ay, so these guys are coming down and around. That cheetah has to be down at least 250 shots, so it only has about 2/3 of its ammo left. But hey, that's going to make the inserts for the air a lot easier.
I could not hear a damn thing.
Alright. I don't know what he's trying to restart for, but I mean, just look how low this drone is. It's because Rat King, who was manually controlling it.
Every single squad that is in this net, Rat King can talk, so I'm going to relay it for him. Alpha, what's your status?
Hold on, I know why.
We are moving to hold point. We are about 150, 200 meters out.
Copy that.
Someone tell Rat King to make his own group. That's why he can't use command chats, because he's ungrouped. I'll even recreate my own. But as you can see, he's ungrouped. He's not the squad leader / commander of that group. Now that he's in the group, he should be able to speak. Which he did. But he didn't actually say anything. That's how you fix that issue, by the way. It took us a few weeks to figure that out, but, you know, Arma be Arma. I just heard something in the distance explode. Sounded as if that was AA. But I don't see any missiles. But everything's definitely aggroing on radar contacts that they're finding. Otherwise, they're pulling back around. Alright. So, Sniper Wolf, and I'm assuming Billman's in there too. Let me quickly check. Yep, Billman's the pilot, Sniper Wolf. Oh, he's the driver. He's just as a pilot. So, Billman's gunning, Sniper Wolf's flying. And they're going to probably do Overwatch from this point, which is a nice spot to pick. And otherwise, the two choppers with Bravo, Charlie, and Delta are awaiting Alpha to come in position right here and probably take the blunt of the fire so they can then swing around and land at these LZs. As long as they stay low, they shouldn't get any missile locks because there's a bit of defilade they can use, but they've got to stay incredibly low over the water, and it's going to be a very true test of their skills. So they peeked ahead. You can see that missile going in, hits the mountain. So that's just a good reminder of they are still well within the AA territory. So they're going to probably change position here, but that can also serve as a timer. If they get a missile lock, they just immediately, or at least the pilot, which in this case is Sniper Wolf, just needs to hold Z to lower.
We're ready to light everything up.
So they could quickly go up, provide fire support for 10 seconds, or get a lock on something, fire a missile, touch back down before AA locks on them and gets an exact hit on their bird.
Okay, Alpha, you're ready to
which
do
is
distraction.
going to be a very difficult feat, but regardless, they also have a secondary Tajman at base. So they're going to light up my other side of the bridge. So let's move our artillery and our suppressive fire order. And this is now a 100-yard stare. One group of units against another group. Because if I were to cheat and look on thermals, they're definitely there. Hearing the cheetah fire off again. That's because these guys, look at that. So the cheetah is going for the guy that's flying up much higher, which is actually Nafs this time. But Rube is staying incredibly low, getting right into it. Nafs is also able to come in. Again, very well done by these pilots. Look at that, he's got this nice little niche that he could touch right next to and deploy his squad. And it looks like Nafs is going to... Oh, be careful, don't heighten yourself too much, buddy. Gonna do a quick, sharp turn. There's the Paytoran, he went way too high. But now he's trying to get an LZ going. There goes Rube, successfully deploying what looks like 2 squads, or at least a squad and a half.
Alpha, requesting permission to engage.
And the other squad has been deployed. Very well done.
Alpha, you do have the permission to engage.
So the main force is on the mainland. I'm going to take a reserve squad from over here and send them around to investigate that. And now we're having some fire being shot back and forth. So let's get this party started. Still hearing that AA fire at the choppers as they fall back. But now the fun begins. We're just going to give everything a general suppressive fire order. I'm hearing the AA fire again, possibly at Sniper Wolf's position. The tank's kind of firing out and about. And let's do some fire support with artillery as well. See if he's within range. Alright, he can do it. Let's also put the Pawnee up, send things across, start mobilizing for the last stand.
All squads be advised.
More missiles being fired. Look at that, they're just veering left to avoid the missiles. Talk about evasive maneuvers, that's great. Wise. Now we're just gonna start putting down artillery left, right, and center. Just heard that heavy shell hit. I'm gonna put an MLRS round down.
Alpha, be advised, you have a Pawnee coming towards you.
Roger that.
Let's have some fun. Hello. I'm just blind firing. I know they're down there, they know I'm down there. Someone just got friendly fired there. There's the artillery coming down. Whew. That's kind of expected. They're the distraction for us. Gonna try to zero in on those tracers over there. Yeah, pilot training does come in handy. I tried to nick him by holding E, but I think I was just above his head. My main rotor has been hit a bit. So they are trying. I mean, Pawnees are pretty easy to shoot down. Yeah, he's right there behind the research building.
This is Alpha.
Just
We are
painting
taking what
twos.
may be artillery fire. Oh, Rose, the house is getting shredded over here, so watch
So let's get him a warm welcome, shall we?
Alpha, you are taking slammer fire.
They're taking sniper fire now. I don't know from what, though, because I don't even have any snipers down. Alright. I'm gonna do a wide turn here to pretty much reduce my speed to nothing. So I'm still seeing people are getting revived, which is good. Definitely my main rotor's having a small issue here, but trying to compensate. Now this is something really stupid. Ah, yep, see. I cannot see them. There's one. Just waiting to see that lucky shot. Ouch. You can hear that 7.62 machine gun really shredding me, but I cannot find him at all. There he is. Gonna do one more pass and then fall back. Yeah, exactly, Andrew, because I'm pretty badly fucked here, but I'm also getting a bit thirsty. As you can see, me just going straight. My rotor's slightly turning to the left here. I'm just gonna suppress the shit out of that part one last time. I'm gonna fall back and we're just gonna shell that spot with IDF.
All of the squad is checking.
Alpha, checking in.
I mean,
Bravo,
you stated.
So I'm hearing
Bravo,
some shooting, which means
taking
the
a
main
heavy
force
fire,
is
but-
starting to make contact.
Copy that. Everybody else, Charlie, Delta. Charlie is moving into the radio tower on us.
Bravo is moving on objective 1.
So let's get one more. And let's get our engine off. Alright.
Be advised the Pawnee has
Cut our
left.
fuel for
It
a
may
moment.
be coming to engage you guys.
So they are getting situated right here. Let's put our spot down right there. Fire support, suppressive fire. On that position. And he's just going to shoot right at the rock. But if he sees any targets, he's going to quickly move that. See, because here's the suppressive fire target, but he's actually firing right on Chris Foster's position because he saw him. So they're putting smoke in front of her to try to distract her. Very nice to see. But regardless, now it's just time to outright shell the hell out of that area. So fire support, or artillery fire mission, excuse me. We're going to do... I'm going to do a barrage of 8 shells, and then I'm going to adjust this puppy, put it right here, and I'm going to artillery fire mission the back so core, but put down some mine shells. So this one, We'll do 4 mine shells, because I'm pretty sure it's a 4 shell limit. Oh, it's 6, okay. So, not cluster, mine. We'll do 3 then. Actually, we'll do 6. We'll go all out here. Get those puppies down. I know what's that. It is an improvement, okay? I was trying my best. I've been practicing. If you go to any support mission off of Altus, if you go to multiplayer, but then host your own server, quote-unquote, to do single-player and stuff, then, you know, you can really practice and get well with the game. Watch this. He's going to open. Literally died standing right there. His character died before he hit the frickin' floor. He gets shot dead. Now let's see if they're going to investigate this terminal. Because, I mean, is it a good idea to capture an AA station that they haven't even cleared out yet? That's a one question they should consider. We'll see how this goes. But now they're using the LAV to their advantage here, taking out targets. I think it's time we put the Blackfoot in the air. I like how the AA does it, but definitely should be something we put down. So mine shells would be down by now. Basically, a lot of artillery fire is kicked in. And if you look... Did you hear that clicking? The beep, beep, beep? That was the mines being deployed. And as you can see, they're kind of everywhere now.
Be advised, there's a Black Hawk taken.
So we're gonna now shoot basically the rest of the mine shells from this back howitzer. What I should have done is use the frontal SOCOR to take him down. The Black Hawk, or the Blackfoot there, boom. What a critical. Okay, fire support. Artillery fire mission.
Be advised, Alpha is being shelled with mines. We're kind of stuck in our position.
I put all 3 down. So that's the first AA station. So I'll show you guys how I change that in a second, but I'm going to essentially call this SOCOR back so I can use its mine shells against the other teams.
Alpha, you're meant to hold, not attack.
So there you go. He's going to call him back. Now this is how you basically make these guys switch. Nope, fuck, really? I didn't even touch it. Yay, some micro-changing because it decided to move me. Lovely. You just grab that, single click, group him to him. Now watch this. Player. Change side of player. Entire group, CSAT. Easy as that. I mean, now they're gonna start engaging these things because they know they've lost them. That's one AA station essentially lost, but looks like we just had a missile go down. And there goes that AA station. So that's gonna be a bit difficult because those AA stations are really, really needed for taking down the war games, which after this base, which essentially it's already being taken the fuck out. So let's give her a wide berth here. So Nafs is in a plane. Cheetah looks like her guns, they aren't disabled, but they're basically lasing the target. Nafs is probably dropping bombs here. He's firing right at that position for whatever reason. Alright, so they're still here. Is my SOCOR back yet? Yeah, he's going a bit slowly. But I want to see if it can do the artillery fire mission yet. 3 of those shells. Yep, at that position. So he's going to stop. And we're basically going to drop a minefield right on top of them. So that was a GBU bomb, basically taking out that cheetah. Very well done. But I'm going to call this Pawnee back since everything's being shelled. We need to re-amp her fuel. Actually, better yet, let's use it against them. let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? Flying evasive, because that LAV is still active and something just immediately shelled me. I think the LAV got a hit. I should have saved some DAR to consider they would take the LAV, but that's fine. Regardless, what are you doing? Alright, she's on her way. Hear her spinning up. Being a bit derpy right there, but that's fine. So her ETA is probably 3 to 4 minutes at this rate. I was trying to not put it directly through the middle because of Sniper Wolf's position, but this is probably going to be difficult. They're also probably respawning at the Chad bar here, so I'm going to adjust her position to just cut right through the AO. Regardless, we have forces coming in times now. And I'm going to redeploy the minefield again. Fire support. So it looks like the tanks are basically going down as well. Artillery fire mission. You need to stop. I don't know what's wrong with you. Can you not?
Alpha the Bravo.
He's just going off on his own. Alright, cool.
Decrewed.
Okay, Bravo.
Roger that,
Bravo.
Alpha.
Have you arrived at the harbor so Alpha can cross? You guys need to talk to command
Yes.
channels utterly quiet. You need to
Alright.
communicate with
They do need to
between each other.
communicate a bit more, but yeah, that SO
Bravo
cord's
is
basically
taking
going
the
rogue,
dock.
which is a
Alpha
bit
is clear
annoying,
to
but there's
move in.
not much we can do about it. We're gonna call in the Panther. The only issue is these guys,
You
I hope
heard
they
him,
have a
Alpha.
mine detector,
We are attempting to move forward.
because we have
are
a few
heavily
Apers
engaged by
mines. I just heard one go off. But yeah, I basically just shot a shit ton of mines at them. They're shooting at the mines to destroy them. That's risky to kind of do at point blank, but
Command, be advised, there's a laptop in the radio tower that we've cleared.